Welcome to FDNNTV.com. I'm Deanne Goodman. A fallen 9/11 firefighter has his legacy on the label of a Jim Beam bottle, but not necessarily because it was his favorite drink. Rather, it's all to raise money for children of firefighters. Bill Lauren explains.
Selling liquor to raise money for a charity, it is happening, and is happening for a worthwhile cause. The nonprofit Farrell Firefighters Fund is one of many charitable organizations created following the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks in New York. Terry Farrell was among the New York City firefighters who died trying to control flames and rescue victims of that catastrophic event. Brian Farrell tells FDNN-TV about 3 months after 9/11, he decided his brother's name should be honored in support of families of other fallen firefighters nationwide.
After the fund, we became more familiar with firefighters in the city of New York, their pay scales, their benefits, so on and so forth, and what their needs were. And as we got a little away from the grief, we tried to make something positive of it. So we created this minor scholarship fund, and that's what it was. It was a $500 a year scholarship, which we were going to give to the firefighters of Long Island and New York City.
Farrell says when the word got out, they were soon selling hundreds of Terry Farrell T-shirts and other items. Donations were coming in to the point the organization was able to acquire fire apparatus to place with a needy area fire department, and support from big names like NASCAR racer Robbie Gordon.
Oh, I got a cousin that's a firefighter, so he's actually a chief, and then I've got a really good friend of mine that's a chief in Arizona as well. So I got a couple buddies that are in the thing, and then a guy by the name of Jay Hooker. He was a chief in L.A., and he's actually on our off-road team. So I got a lot of firefighter buddies around, so it's pretty cool.
Brian Farrell says what's really helping this fundraising effort is the backing of a well-known distiller.
Approximately 3 or 4 months afterwards, a friend of mine named Larry Romer, who at the time was vice president for Jim Beam, came into our shop in Long Island and said, what can I do for you? We were selling T-shirts to make money for the scholarship, and he said, no, that's not good enough. We got to come up with another idea.
Well, a year later, he convinced Jim Beam Company to donate $1 per case sold in Long Island in New York. A couple of years later, he went back to Jim Beam and said we should change the label to honor firefighters. They hadn't changed the label in 150 years, so they said no.
And Larry petitioned them and begged and cajoled, and finally, in 2006, we got a label dedicated to the firefighters with a small helmet with a little blurb on it for the Terry Farrell Fund. The bottle was such a success in New York and in the metro area that it sold out almost in 6 weeks.
Obvious question here, what about selling liquor to raise funds for a nonprofit organization? We put that question to Jim Beam Representative Sherry Haupt.
Well, I think first off, you can always go directly to the Terry Fund and donate. And first and foremost, that's our priority. Let's make some money for these firefighters. Let's help them out. If we can do a little extra by putting a special label on our bottle and really generating some incremental sales and pushing some more product through and building some more dollars for these guys, well then, whatever it takes, that's what we want to do. We want to get involved in any level that we can.
Their main objective is clear here, to help firefighters not just sell the product. And it's really one of the first times the company stepped up and said, we'll be second, you be first.
Want to learn more about this unique fundraising opportunity? Go to terryfarrellfund.org. Reporting from the Firehouse World Convention in San Diego, Bill Lauren, FDNNTV.com.
So far, the bourbon whiskey has raised over $100,000 for the Terry Farrell Fund, and this year they're expecting to raise another $100,000. Thanks for watching FDNNTV.com. I'm Deanne Goodman.